Thank you, Retro Bear. Once again, my sound is muted. Actually, it was the cable on the thing. I hope you hear me. If you hear me, can you say yes or something like that? Would be really cool. I think I have a track record of streaming without sound. So actually I wanted to open my Trello board because yesterday I did a Trello board, so I'm doing this Ship It October thing. And so yesterday I created a Trello board, let me see, on the tool that I wanted to do. And actually one of the things that I think is really important is that I'm not only implementing a tool, but a useful tool, right? And so the goal for me will be to implement the smallest, this is what I thought, the smallest useful tool that I can implement. But this is actually quite tricky. And today I was trapped again. Yesterday I was trapped implementing, and today I was actually trapped. Hi, Flying Death. And today I was trapped testing. Yesterday I implemented all this code, and today I actually had a little test run, and so something comes out and it's some metrics about the PRs and things like that. And what should I say? The metrics are not that interesting. Just put it that way. So right now the tool does a little bit. I mean, I didn't spend too much time implementing it, but I implemented already something, and now I could add, tons of other things. And I also sketched a little bit. It's really like very rough about the different screens that I could do for the tool. And so the problem is that, well, there are many possibilities, and I had this yesterday. I talked about this yesterday a little bit, like understanding the feature space and understanding where I should double down, and what should I do and what should I actually not do. And I think it's really important to understand what you shouldn't do, because I easily can spend the whole month implementing stuff, and then there's a lot of stuff and nobody really finds it useful. And so today I played a little bit around with this data, and I think it's too early to say I should stop that. I should definitely keep on exploring the data and doing that a little bit. But I also really want to have in mind is it useful? And I think so today I thought a little bit, is it useful? And probably I can't say exactly if it's useful or not. And maybe even, and this is probably why I spent the whole day implementing the test, is the data correct, right? So I'm looking at some GitHub data, and I'm aggregating this data, pulling some metrics and visualizing that. And there are actually two questions, right? One is, well, is that data correct, right? Does it make sense to a person that looks at the data? And the other one is it useful? And for is it useful, there's the question, it has to be useful for something. It's always a model somehow. So everything that you're pulling out from that, it's not the whole data. So you're transforming some of this data from GitHub. Means that it's a representation, it's an abstraction, and an abstraction is never the real world. So it's actually never really correct, which comes back to the first point. But the second is, you have to ask yourself, is it useful? And for is it useful, you have to have some questions in mind. So what do you want to do with this data? And I think I will spend probably tomorrow reflecting really on that and thinking what could be the first trivial thing that I can, small thing. As I said, so today I went a little bit through this, and then I actually had a few other things. So there's so many, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Well, there are probably, 20 different perspectives on the data that you could provide. And so now the question is, should I just provide all of them, write them down, make something from them? And then what I thought is, maybe this is, look at those 20 and then say, well, this is enough, right? And then select maybe the best out of it, maybe let's say 15, still too much, but maybe use that. And then on Monday I have the first appointment, actually a meeting with somebody, and I will show them the data. And I thought this may be the first validation a little bit, but I should really get a person that's committed, right? So getting my first, and this is where I thought about user research, right? So getting a first potential customer. So who would be interested in getting that, and probably that person does me a favor right now, right? So spending the time looking at my my tool and the things, I have to really think of who could that be, probably somebody in my network. And then going through that different, on the different possibilities, what the tool could do, and understanding a little bit, is the way that I'm working with this data and the way that I'm presenting the data, is that useful? But also, what are some of the questions that people actually have, and where should I, really go a little bit deeper? Because, as I said, I don't want to build a huge tool. It should be a small tool. Yeah. So this is more or less what I did today. So I would say I worked on the testing the MVP and implementation of the MVP, and it's really, really small right now, but it's running. It's not crashing, sort of. And tomorrow I think I should really work on this feature space idea. So what are the features that I should implement, and what are some of the questions that people have? And I think it's all a little bit together, right? So I talked about the understanding the customer. So what is the customer? Who is the customer? And what are the questions that those customers have? What is the use case for that? And then based on that, really, maybe selecting 5 of those ideas and really seeing if those are interesting, if those are valuable, and then going from there. So this is what I thought that I'm going to do. And this is sort of my update for today. I'm sort of finished with what I wanted to tell you. And that's it. I don't know if I'm streaming on a Sunday. Let's see. But if I do, I will announce it again on Twitter. So if you follow me there, great. Or if you follow me on Twitch, I think you get a notification. Probably you can turn it off. But if you want to know, turn that on. And if I do, I will try to be there around 9 again. So thank you so much for being here. Flying Dav, thank you. Retro Bears, thank you for telling me that my mic wasn't on once again. And so have a good day. I'm gonna sleep. Bye.